This is New England Nation.
And welcome live to Foxboro. I'm Yianni Kourakis. You're watching New England Nation Game Day Live. Ruthie Polinsky will join me in just a bit, as will a couple of Buffalo reporters from our sister stations in Rochester and Buffalo. It is perfect December conditions here at Gillette Stadium. It's cold, it's clear, and tonight the Patriots and Bills will battle with the AFC East division at stake. The Patriots win, and they win the division for the 11th straight year. The only way Buffalo can win the division is if they go 2-0, including a win tonight, and the Patriots lose tonight and then next week at Miami. So the Patriots have been building this game up all week long, calling it a playoff game, and they're excited for this one to go against the Bills. And really, not only do they need to win this game to win the division, they need to hold off the Kansas City Chiefs and secure that first-round bye. Remember, the Pats have had a bye every year since 2010. They've never won a Super Bowl without the bye. Seems like Julian Edelman will play tonight. He was out here doing his pregame warm-ups. Obviously, Tom Brady dealing with that elbow injury. So the Patriots, like all teams, managing some health at this time of year. They are 6.5-point favorites. They're going to try to build off that win against the Cincinnati Bengals last week. All week long, the Patriots saying that they respect this Bills team. It was 16-10 when they played in September. They're hoping for a similar outcome, but they know it's not going to come easy.
You wish and you play for opportunities to play in a championship game. This is the championship game. It's a playoff game. It's an opportunity for us to win a division.
It's one of those things where if you're not urgent and you got to be told to be urgent, yeah, you're in the wrong job.
Looking forward to it. Good challenge, great opportunity. Buffalo's a good football team.
It's been years since a team has been able to beat the Patriots and be in this position with the division. Looming in the balance at this point in the season. So we understand that, I fully acknowledge that.
Bills head coach Sean McDermott, and he's now reached the playoffs in 2 of their first 3 years. And they have a big win over the Pittsburgh Steelers last week. They already have 10 wins, and they're perhaps sensing or hoping for a changing of the guard in this AFC East.
Well, we expect to win, number one. Every week, that's just part of a mindset that we've tried to establish here. With respect to the Patriots, we respect every opponent. So I want to get that out first and foremost. They have been well established in this division for a long time and across the NFL for the obvious reasons there. It's been years since a team has been able to beat the Patriots and be in this position with the division. Looming in the balance at this point in the season. So we understand that. I fully acknowledge that.
All right, joining me now, Thad Brown. You are the sports director at WROC in Rochester. We just heard from Sean McDermott. He seems like a pretty confident man, and it seems like that has permeated throughout the locker.
Well, Sean McDermott stays on the same level all the time. It doesn't matter the game. Are they playing Miami? Are they playing the game of the century against New England? Sean McDermott always treats it the same way every time. He talks about the same phrases over and over. Trusting the process, doing your 111th, doing your job. And I think that has made a difference for this team because nothing ever changes. They treat every game the same, and I think it makes them more relaxed going into these big games, these national TV games, which, frankly, for the Bills as an organization is new. Now you got guys like Micah Hyde, who played for the Packers, who played in big games. So there are players here and there who have been familiar with this. Cole Beasley, who played for the Cowboys. But for this Bills organization, it's new, and I think the way McDermott treats every game has been a benefit to the team.
Yeah, that blueprint sounds pretty familiar. It's something the Patriots do, is keep it the same, keep it even-keeled. All right, we spoke about this earlier in the week. You were saying the big X factor is going to be Devin Singletary because he didn't play in that first game. We saw some holes in the Pats' rushing defense. How do you think that plays out tonight?
I'm interested to find out because in the first game, Frank Gore still ran for 109 yards. So I don't know how many more you expect to get off this Patriots defense. But Devin Singletary is probably the one guy in that Bills offense you can look at it and say he might be a dynamic playmaker. He might be a game changer. At least 2-3 times a game, he will make up a run all by himself. He is that elusive in and outside the hole, and it's been really a godsend for the Bills offense because I think they hoped Josh Allen would take the reins and be the guy to carry this team. He hasn't quite gotten there yet, but now they have Devin Singletary to go to. It's an option the Bills can trust and rely on. Although this team still really passes first to set up the run, Singletary can be a very effective weapon.
The Patriots picked off Josh Allen 3 times in Buffalo. What are they saying about Allen controlling the ball? Because we know low-scoring defensive battle, this game could hinge on turnovers.
He's been a lot better. He said earlier this week or actually last week, that Patriots game was the turning point in the season. He said he learned what not to do in that game.
Sure.
And since he's only thrown 3 interceptions. Now, he still will play hero ball and get out of the pocket and try and make that throw across his body in a triple coverage. He's gotten away with a few, but 3 interceptions is definitely an improvement. The thing that Josh Allen has trouble with is fumbles. Second most in the league with 14. He's had 9 fumbles since that Patriots game. So he may have learned how to not throw interceptions,
right,
but he's really not protecting the ball that well. And it's still, every game you go into it, when we talk about keys to the game, how do the Bills win, Josh Allen not turning the ball over is always high on the list.
All right, I need your game pick. And this is coming from someone who covers the Bills, so I'm not going to hold it against you, regardless of who you pick. How does this one play out?
I got the Patriots winning 16-13. The main reason to me is you don't pick against the champs until someone proves they can take down the champs. But look, this game ain't going to be easy on the eyes. It's going to be a lot like the rock fight the Bills had with New England, with New England back in Week 4 or with Pittsburgh last Sunday. But I trust Brady at home, and again, I trust the champs until someone proves otherwise.
All right, thanks so much.
Sure.
All right, let's bring in Ruthie Polinsky now, who's back in our studio for more on this one. Ruthie?
Thanks, Yianni. Yeah, good stuff from you and Thad there, and I'm a big fan of him picking the Patriots in that one. A 16-13 game sounds pretty good to me. Low scoring, I like it. Now, one of the guys who scored a touchdown the last time the Patriots and the Bills faced off was Matthew Slater. It was his first NFL touchdown. He was voted to his 8th Pro Bowl this week. I caught up with him earlier this week. Matthew Slater, your 8th Pro Bowl selection, that's a new NFL record for a special teamer, and I know that means something special to you, especially this time of year during the holiday season.
Very humbled by everything I've experienced as a professional. I just feel so blessed. And really, I just thank God every day. When you go out, my belief is when you have a vocation and you set out on that vocation, you don't do it to make a name for yourself. As a Christian, I do it to try to honor God and tell him thanks for giving me the gifts and opportunities that he's given me. And, it's been quite an amazing story, and I'm just glad he's used me the way that he has, and he's allowed me to have these experiences. So grateful to my teammates and coaches over the years. And again, I can't emphasize that enough. It's not about me. I've been extremely blessed, and I'm very thankful.
It's December. It's 20 degrees. You're at Gillette Stadium, and you're playing the Buffalo Bills, a division rival, and this game is important for both of you guys. Is this what you live for? Is this the time of year that this is what you love?
This is Patriot football.
Yeah.
Everything on the line, in the cold, playing against a tough opponent who's going to be physical and compete for 60 minutes. This is what we worked all season for, games like these. So we're going to try to embrace it. We know we're going to have our work cut out for us, but I think we'll be ready to go, and we'll see if it's good enough.
And there's a playoff feel for this team in this game, and especially with the Bills and how much they've improved since last time you saw them in September.
As there should be. 2 playoff teams, a lot at stake, obviously division at stake, all the playoff implications, obviously. So it should have that feel, and it will have that feel. And this team, you can't say enough good things about Coach McDermott and what he's done with their operation over there. They're doing a fantastic job.
Matthew Slater, thanks for your time, and Merry Christmas.
I appreciate it. Merry Christmas.
All right, Yianni, I asked Matthew Slater this, and I want to ask you now that you're there. It's game day. What is the atmosphere like? Do you feel like the fans feel like this is a playoff game?
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Fans are already in here right now in the lower bowl watching warm-ups, and it's one of those games that all week I think people have been talking about. They don't really know how to feel about it. It's like, is this Bills team for real? Is this finally the time that the Bills knock off the Patriots and sort of assume some momentum in this division? So, like we've been saying all week, it's been so long that a December game with Buffalo has meant anything, and you have the Miami game next week. We'll see how much is on the line at that point. So fans are excited for meaningful December games because we usually get that lull the last couple weeks before the playoffs.
And we've been talking a ton about injuries this week with Julian Edelman banged up, Tom Brady. We're not sure how serious this elbow injury is. The Patriots defense has been stellar, but so has the Buffalo Bills. John Jones ruled out for today, but Jason McCourty back in the lineup. What's your confidence level that the defense can get it done today if they need them to?
Yes, Thad was just saying, I think this game is going to hinge on turnovers. If the Patriots win the turnover battle, I think they win this game. If they get a turnover and get a short field, because what we saw in the Patriots game against the Bengals, we didn't really see any sustained 80-yard, 15-play drives like we're used to. A lot of times it was short fields or a special teams play. So I feel pretty good about the Patriots defense. I think the Bills are going to run the ball. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of possessions in this game. It's going to be low scoring. And if the Patriots don't give up the big play, I think they'll hold the Bills. I say now into the teens, even though I'm picking, I think, 24-20 later when we reveal our game picks. But two good defenses, so it'll be that sort of game.
And on the offensive side of the ball, despite the injuries, what do you want to see this Patriots team do before they hopefully win today and then can maybe use next week against Miami as a little bit of a mini bye?
I mean, I'd like to see the running game do better. It did better in the second half yesterday. I want to see more of those screen passes that they did to James White last week where he had that touchdown, and I want to see N'Keal Harry targeted more. He had a couple of those design plays, those end-around plays last week, but I want to see them really try to get the ball to N'Keal Harry. I think he's someone who can pop here late in this season. And I'd like to see Tom Brady. Obviously, his completion percentage is way down this year. We don't know about the elbow, but if we can get some drives going, some long drives, too many 3-and-outs, punts on the last couple of weeks. So I want to see some long, sustained drives.
And again, we always talk about the coaching matchup, but the Patriots have really been commending the job that Sean McDermott has done with this Bills team, and they really seem to be on the rise. But it's still Bill Belichick. It's still the Patriots. It's December. Do you think there's a chance that the Bills just kind of can't keep their composure in this environment?
Well, one thing that we haven't really been talking about is the hit from John Jones to Josh Allen. Remember, that put him out of the game last time. I don't know if there's any sort of animosity, but there's a little bit of bad blood. Remember, there was the Gronk-Tre'Davious White play a couple years ago. Listen, the Bills don't have a whole lot of experience playing in these sorts of games, but that's not to say they're going to lose their mind or anything like that. So, no, I think they'll be ready for the moment. I mean, ultimately, I think the Patriots, what happens when teams come here in December, they usually lose. I mean, the Patriots' record in December is unbelievable. So, I don't know if there's ghosts in this building, but this time of year when it's cold and it's late in the year, opposing teams tend to make mistakes one way or another.
All right, it's a good playoff feel. I think you have another member of our Next Star Nation family that you're hoping to bring in.
Yeah, I'm bringing in Josh now.
Oh, I love it. I got to chat with these guys
Josh.
last night on their Bills show, so we obviously had to bring them in today. I'll let you guys take it away.
All right, this is Josh Reed, the sports director at WIVB in Buffalo. Before we get to the football stuff, I want to know what your city has been like the last week or so.
Yeah, there's a lot of excitement, as you could probably imagine. I mean, there's almost a sense of playing with house money. You know,
Sure.
They had a chance to lock up, a playoff game, a playoff spot with a couple of weeks left in the season, and that's pretty rare in Buffalo.
Right.
That's something that just doesn't happen. I know that here, in Boston and New England, that's something that you guys are used to, but that just doesn't happen for Bills fans. And they do feel like I said, they're playing with a little bit of house money, knowing that there's a chance now to come in here and slay the dragon,
Sure.
if you will. And I mean, you can't be called the Dragon Slayer until you actually slay the dragon, and I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, the opportunity is here. It would have been cool if the Pats didn't have the tiebreaker and it really was win and you win the division. That's not the case. But that being said, even if you're locked into the wild card and Buffalo wins this week, but the Pats still win the division, as you said, knocking them off in their building, what would it do for their confidence this year and moving forward?
Yeah, I think that would be a huge mental hurdle that the Bills just haven't been able to clear. And quite frankly, nobody's been able to clear that hurdle when it comes to the Patriots. But for the Bills in particular, I think what it would do for, Sean McDermott and the message that,
Right.
he preaches inside that locker room, and Josh Allen too. I mean, if he can become the quarterback that suddenly maybe turned the corner and got this franchise around that hurdle and over that hurdle, of the Patriots, it would do a lot for sure.
All right, X's and O's, how's this game going to go down?
Well, I think a lot of it comes down to not making a mistake, and the Bills did a pretty good job in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
The Steelers at the time were leading the NFL and forcing turnovers. Now it's the Patriots.
Okay.
So back-to-back weeks,
Sure.
the Bills offense have faced two defenses that do a really good job of forcing turnovers. So Josh Allen has to limit mistakes. He threw 3 interceptions the last time these two teams played, and he didn't play the entire game. So
Right.
a 4th interception may have been right around the corner. He really just has to limit mistakes and keep the team in it into the 4th quarter, and then you know how it goes. The 4th quarter comes around. Josh Allen has led a lot of 4th quarter comebacks, early in his career.
All right, let's get your game pick.
I said it on Buffalo Kickoff Live, our Bills pregame show, that I think the Patriots win this. I think they win 20-17. I think it's going to be a close, low-scoring game. I think it's a game that features 2 amazing defenses, 2 head coaches that are really smart in game planning defensively. It's going to be low-scoring, and I think at the end, the Patriots pull it out. And here's the thing, if talking to some Bills fans and trying to talk them through this new scenario, is it's actually a win-win for the Bills, because if they win this game, sure, you get over that mental hurdle.
Yep.
You force the Patriots to play their starters in that final game. If they lose this game, the Bills then have a bye week next week.
Sure.
Going into that wild card game.
Would they be locked in as the 5?
Yeah, they're locked in as a 5 seed then. So to me, rest this time of year, no matter the age of your team, you get a week then to kind of look ahead and start game planning for who you're going to play in the postseason. That, to me, that's huge as well.
Yeah, pretty good spot, having 10 wins already through 50 weeks. All right, thanks so much.
Absolutely.
Enjoy
Thank
the
you.
game, and I'm sure the folks back home looking forward to your coverage. All right, now let's take a look at our game picks. Andy Gresh, Ruthie Polinsky, and I, we all have the Patriots. I do not have them covering. I have a 24-20 Pats win. Gresh has a 2-score win for the Patriots, and you can see the standings right now. I am solely in first place. Well, that'll wrap things up from here on the field. Remember, kickoff is at 4:30 on NFL Network. We'll have a full recap live from the field tonight on Eyewitness News at 10 and 11. For the fine folks from Rochester and Buffalo and Ruthie Polinsky, I'm Yianni Kourakis. Thanks for watching.